As day breaks in northern Uganda, the rays shine on the faces of scores of people suffering from nodding syndrome, especially the children, remind them of the start of another day. We drove to the affected communities in February 2018 after over 6 children had died from the disease that damages the brain. Scores of children died and many more were getting infected, but people had lost hope that government could find a solution to a matter that left many children crippled. Some were left with scars after falling into fire after epileptic attack, one of the symptoms of the disease. An example was Gloria Angwech, who we checked on in December 2016, but who died 2 years later. Some of the children were abandoned by their parents, like Jennifer Aromorach in Tamangu village, about 20 kilometers from Kitgum town. Her grandmother had to peg her to a pillar in her heart to avoid her from falling into the fire.
I live here with a lot of pain and suffering. I worry about me and my child because I don't know how the day will rise. She doesn't have a mother, she doesn't have a father. I am her mother, I am her father.
We visited Allen Achan in Odik village. Vicky Achiro is crippled, malnourished and got the syndrome at 12 years old.
Achiro Vicky got nodding syndrome when she was 12 years and that means that the mom managed to enjoy seeing her healthy daughter for only a dozen of years, and after that everything changed. She now can't understand much, and that completely pains her because she had a lot of hopes in her. And the other problem is that ever since she was born, her and the husband, they have never managed to get another baby.
In Akoyo village in Odek, the story is the same. This family found it hard to get to terms with 3-year-old Francis Ayan, a new family member suffering from the syndrome. This is the pain many mothers went through after realizing that the government was unable to provide health care. As I did this story, then Deputy Speaker of Parliament Jacob Oulanyah asked us for a chance to air out his frustration over the matter.
It has revealed so many cracks in our systems. And each time you interact with these people, you just feel let down completely. At my own level, I've supplied meals, milk, some supplement. Times I could even send rice, portion. I thought we were generating enough power ourselves to meet all our electricity demands in this country. We are still seeking a supplementary to pay Jacobson, to pay Electromax, but no supplementary to help the people of Northern Uganda.
I saw the pain in Oulanyah's eyes and heard it in his voice as he spoke on behalf of the people he represented that were victims of the slow and agonizing deadly disease.
And I'm here sitting in this office as Deputy Speaker. It simply has stopped making sense to me. All I feel is absolute frustration. And a government that does not care about its young people does not deserve its future.
Oulanyah, who hailed from northern Uganda, especially Omoro, one of the most affected areas, told NTV that he had made all efforts to ensure that government comes to the rescue of the children in vain.
So if you feel in your heart that you have any resources that can go towards this group of people, please help us. When you look at those children, you cannot hold back your tears. If you are still human, I call on the Minister of Health who made undertakings. But nothing happened.
On the 13th March 2018, the issue of nodding syndrome was brought to Parliament and later debated on. The legislators expressed disappointment when the Ministry of Health announced the intermediate intervention.
In the meantime, as money is being processed, we had 75 million in our budget for nodding syndrome. And that 75 million,
the lives of young people dying. And the minister stands here to tell us that they have arranged 70 million. 75 million. Is it for transport? For treating those people suffering?
the 75 million, if you divided it to the 9 districts, you will get 8.3 million per district.
This old woman came saying, her child disappeared for 3 days. 3 days! 3 days, information I'm giving. 3 days. Then at the end of the day, she found out that the dogs had eaten actually the child.
Ask the Ministry of Finance to really come up that reallocation you always do in billions. Can't you reallocate that money from defense, from finance, from anywhere? And you load it on the nodding disease. Is it because these children are dying in the north and you don't care? You must find that money. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are not going to dilly-dally. We don't want diplomacy. This is leadership in practice. And to prove that you are in leadership in practice and you care for the people who voted for you to be here, you must act and act now.
To avoid diverting the House, I withdraw the last part of the statement that the minister hates some people.
MPs kept pushing Oulanyah to overrule Minister Jane Ruth Acheng, but kept his cool.
I have absolutely no doubt that the Minister of Health is in a correct state of mind, and she has said the things, how can I rule her out of order?
After various submissions from MPs, Oulanyah made his remarks by reminding everyone to consider the matter before Parliament very serious.
Don't look at Oulanyah and say Oulanyah is the problem. I am not the problem. I am concerned, just like you should be, in a way. Honorable Minister, really, in all fairness, 73 million shillings, whatever, 75 million shillings for 9 districts. Really, is that something you would come and say to the floor of Parliament that you have intervened? Really?
With his composure and eloquence, Oulanyah cautioned legislators against politicizing the matter.
The sad thing about this problem is that those who should deal with it prefer to pick the little things which are not important and focus on those. They focus on the issue that it is the opposition who is raising this thing. That is not the issue. The issue is there are mothers with the sick children. How do we help them as government? Anybody that tries to make this thing look small should have their brains checked.
I pray you direct the Minister of Finance to release this money tomorrow.
75 million.
The Speaker was then asked to order the Ministry of Finance to avail the 1.3 billion shillings needed in the shortest possible time, but he declined.
The member has asked the Speaker to direct. Honorable members, that is the only thing I don't do. And I've never done. And I'm going to start with this one. You know, the cameras are here. And the people of this country are seeing that when this matter is being debated, and people are serious, the cameras are showing what is happening.
Oulanyah will always be remembered for his boldness, adequacy, eloquency, and meekness. The nodding syndrome victims got a relief after the 1.3 billion shillings was allocated to them, but they will forever miss the empathetic Oulanyah. He truly loved his people and Uganda. Sudil Biaruhanga, NTV.